Hi, I'm Pox.
Couchguy.
You're watching the Two Smart Guys show, where every week we bring you the latest tech news on mods, hacks, and...
Don't say hacks.
Not hacks, because apparently
Because
YouTube does not like that.
YouTube will stick with your violations on that. And just to let everybody know, or Pox was violated by YouTube, or YouTube violated them for a 4-year-old show. If anyone remembers the Kindle show.
It was
just
cool.
know,
I had a rap video at the beginning with the computer.
Just know that things you do on YouTube stay on YouTube, and they can decide to change the rules and then penalize you with their big penals.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it, but they previously had taken off the ads because they're like, oh, well, this kind of content you can't advertise on. But so they've reviewed this video before, but several years later they decide it's no longer cool and that
they're changing their rules, and they haven't implemented yet, and I think that's what the problem is. They can't sign you chapter and verse where the violation is yet. It is a new rule that they're implementing, I guarantee it.
There's no one real to talk to. I appealed it, and they gave me no further explanation. They're like, no. Chill out for 6 months and try again later. So, I don't know. But we're back on Justin TV at the moment. Go to twosmartguys.com/live if you want to find out the latest on when we stream live and where we stream live. For the time being, it will be Justin TV because they're the best option at the moment.
Because Justin TV has always been nice to us, and we like them.
They're very nice.
We thought that YouTube would be a home that we could move to.
Yeah, we got a lot of people on YouTube that watch the show after the fact. We thought maybe we'd try it for live streaming. It almost worked out, but no.
No, we're done.
All right, back to the main point. New iPhone.
Because you know what? Phones came out.
Yes.
And they're for rich people, and for poor people, and for dumb people. I don't know what the dumb people are.
That's your personal opinion.
That's me. I don't use iPhones, so I figured they're making for all classes.
But you could
rich,
afford
poor, and
one
dumb.
now.
I can't afford one. I make less money. Are you kidding?
You could buy the iPhone 4S now because it's now the free phone.
Oh, I could have the iPhone 5 if I'd wanted it. I don't want it.
They don't make the iPhone 5 anymore. You have to get an iPhone 5C is the replacement for the iPhone 5.
Whoa.
So it's $99.
It's $99 for the 5C?
Yeah. Well, on contract.
So what makes the poor person's phone? 25 cents?
Anyways, features of the iPhone 5C are that it's got a plastic back instead of the glass back. It's basically the iPhone 5. Just a plastic back on it, and it's got upgraded camera optics like the new iPhone 5S, which is the big deal with that is it's the first 64-bit phone, is what Apple is claiming, period. And the first 64-bit operating system, iOS 7, is now a 64-bit operating system, apparently. So they're making a big deal about that, and that it's twice as fast as the previous generation, and that it is now 40 times faster than the original iPhone. So throughout the years, they've upgraded so much that they've made a pretty large improvement on phones. So that's the selling point, is it's fast. It's got twice the graphics and twice the processor of the previous iPhone, and it's got it's got a co-processor that does the accelerometers and things. So when your phone's off, that co-processor will still run to monitor like fitness activities and things, like if you're using like a pedometer or whatever in your phone, or
your location.
Yeah, your location, things so it doesn't drain the battery.
To report to the NSA.
Yeah, which brings us to the new fingerprint scanner thing.
Well, let me point something out. If the thing is on, when you tell it to be off, and you don't have a way to remove the battery, you are physically being tracked and located at all times.
Okay, Mr. Paranoia.
No, but you know what I'm talking about. It doesn't. The phone's on. It doesn't matter. You can have it, but you're being tracked for other apps and things like that. There are ways for apps to tap into that. Be it Foursquare, be it Locate.
There are preferences where you can turn that off, but it is on by default. And there was a big show that we did about it a couple years ago.
I will not be the only one that throws a hissy fit about that. And I'm just saying that it's not a paranoid junkie thing. That's just something that people are freaking out about because of topically the whole NSA thing.
Right.
That's just something people will freak out
So
about.
the big thing is the new fingerprint scanner basically replaces all your passwords. You can use your finger at any angle, and you just press it. It detects when you have your finger over it to to authorize app purchases, logging into your phone. All these things are just done through pressing it. And supposedly some kind of new technology, sapphire lens, blah, blah, blah. It's supposed to be great and awesome and actually work, unlike previous fingerprint scanners on laptops that were just a pain and never worked.
Let me tell you, do you remember the facial recognition password?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember how far that lasted?
The whole holding up a picture of someone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be the same thing. It's at some point it'll be the same thing. You just have to find a different way to break it.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, regular passwords aren't that secure either. I don't know, they made a big deal out of the fact that it's only on the phone, that your fingerprint data is only on the phone, it never gets backed up to the cloud or the computer or anything, so people won't be afraid of losing, their fingerprint being out there or something. That's what they're claiming.
Hey, I'm not one to judge. I'm just saying it's one of those things that they bring out and then suddenly disappears because it didn't work out the way it was supposed to.
So
I want to see it work. I never want to use it.
Disappointing things would be the phone's still the same size. It's not any bigger, so
because they can't make those Retina screens any bigger and make them prettier.
No, so that's what I personally wanted, was a bigger phone, but they probably won't do that until the iPhone 6, if they do it at all.
Or until you buy an Android.
Or until I buy an Android. But they've got me in this ecosystem now. I can't switch now. I got out too many
you can't switch now because what would that do? I'm converting people every day at work. Do you know that?
You're converting
Seriously.
them to Androids?
Yes. It doesn't take much. Anyway, I'm glad that you're in the ecosystem because then I don't have to be.
Anyways, so tell us what you think in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think it's over for Apple? Is it too little too late? Or is it time to make the big switch to Android?
The stock market did not like it. Their stock prices went down. So it's interesting to see what the social reaction will be from everybody else because they didn't like the announcement. It was still not enough new, not enough cool.
Yeah, personally, I want to get it for the feature I haven't talked about is the camera features. They've got a bigger sensor, so you got bigger pixels. It's got better depth of field and mainly low light capabilities, and it's got a better two-tone flash. It's supposed to auto detect them, whether it's indoor or outdoor flash and whatnot. And it's supposed to make everything look better and prettier. And they did a big old long thing about it, and it seemed pretty impressive. They've got a better stabilization in it for taking video, and it does slow-mo video. It does 120 frames a second at 720p. So that's got my interest personally, just because I'm always shooting stuff with my phone when I don't have any other gear with me. So that's what's got me interested. And it also does the burst thing where you can take 20 pictures in a second, and the software automatically select things that should be the best ones and point them out to you to save. So it'll look for if people are blinking in the photos and pick the ones where the people aren't blinking, and some other stuff that's kind of software trickery that may or may not work well depending on how it actually works.
I think it sounds cool. I don't personally use them, but I think they sound neat.
So what's your 2 cents on why you should switch to Android?
I think that it's just a more clean operating system, frankly. And it's not that I have a preference. I don't like how Apple is still staying compartmentalized the way they're doing. I don't know. I think that the Android system is just a little bit more elegant to deal with. And that's my user experience. And that's usually what I hand someone my phone, and they're like, oh, this is completely different. It's like they're used to maybe it's just the fact that I have a phone that's, more designed by, Google. So it's, since that is kind of a better experience on using the phone.
All the different
And it could be the fact that it's Jelly Bean is completely different than the previous, and I'm looking forward to Kit Kat. But it's...
I haven't given it a try in a while. Last generations of Android I tried, they were slow, sluggish, and
it depended on which, and that's what I think, honestly, I believe that's the biggest downfall Android suffers. It's not that the operating system doesn't work as well or even sometimes better. It's the fact that the hardware specs aren't controlled by the software manufacturer, whereas Apple does control the hardware specs. Therefore, they can guarantee the user experience no matter what operating system they put out. Android can't. Who knows how many people we know, companies that make Android phones, and they make everything from crap that should never be made, all the way to these really, really nice devices like what I use with the Nexus and with the, the Samsung, what is it, the S series and things like that.
S3, and I guess the S4 wasn't as good or something, and then there's
a lot, but
HTC
there's just
One and the Nexus.
Yeah, but there's and then you've got Windows phones who are coming in who are doing something similar to, I'm not sure how this is working out, but you've got Nokia who is like really in bed with Windows.
Microsoft bought them.
Well, I would say but they're now really, really in bed with Windows, who are making really, really nice phones. And then you got other manufacturers making Windows phones. So it's kind of like that, how do you judge user experience when you're dealing with an Android or a Windows phone compared to an Apple? So, I don't know. I think they're a little nicer to deal with. Most of my life now revolves around Google. So let me tell you that having a phone designed by Google really helps my life, because when I have to launch an app and show someone what it's supposed to be doing, I can get to it and not have it fail. And
that makes sense. All right,
it's preference, and I admit it's preference. I never got into the iPhones. I never got into the whole Apple thing.
So
it's my fault.
Thanks everybody for watching the show. Post your comments below. Are you going to get an iPhone color or an iPhone S? Or
that's not the comments I want to see. I want to have comments responding to the penile penalty, the insertion that you got from YouTube about having your live streaming access stripped.
They're going to ban this
for
show
6 months without reason. Without, for a show that was 4 years old. Yeah. 4 years old. Had we done it in the last 6 months? Hell, had we done it in the last 30 days?
I can understand them removing it. They can be like,
ban the video. Ban the individual video. Tell them to cut it down. Whatever.
Yeah.
Don't start slapping you around. What? Oh, I'm going to take your birthday away?
Anyways, please subscribe. However you're watching this.
Hey,
Justin
you know
TV,
what?
YouTube.
We need to subscribe to everything that says Two Smart Guys,
iTunes.
because we're going to start buffering with multiple channel accounts. I'm going to convince him to do this. He's going to understand what I do later on. We're going to buffer. We're going to do something mean and nasty hacking wise and have it on a special channel that they can't take his birthday away on another channel for the live streaming. We're going to have, they're starting to do pay-per-view or pay-per-view access on things like that. That's where we're going to have to do the mean and nasty stuff, so people have to pay to be there.
No. Anyways, post in the comments on what you think we should do. Should we keep doing what we've been doing, or should we try something different, or who knows?
Live streaming every Wednesday, 8:30 or ish.
twosmartguys.com/live is the place to go. We will post where we are streaming. For now, it's Justin TV.
Because it is moving, because we are getting booted from places once again.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
This has been a Two Smart Guys production.